everyone, and welcome back. Today I have a really exciting birthday celebration shaker card to show you. Now, if you are someone who is watching and you're thinking, what in the world is a shaker card? Here is my little example that I made, and a shaker card does exactly what it sounds like. You have a clear cellophane or some type of material covering the card, and when you give it a shake, it all moves. So this was my little example. I'm going to be using this to help me recreate it in a little different way, not so purple, but the concept is the same. Before I get into how to create your own shaker card, I want to go over everything that I have on the table because there is a lot going on here. First things first, I have a really cute celebratory happy birthday stamp set with Let's Party, Time to Celebrate, and these really cute little happy birthday banners. With that said, I have used my Cricut Joy to cut out all of the pieces, and I have my tape glue runner, 2 different clear stamping blocks, and a rainbow of jacquard color pads to use. I'm using all these different shades because I really loved this border I have on my paper, and I wanted to have some similar colors so it wasn't just black or brown with my stamp. So, lots of supplies going on here. I also have some additional glitter and confetti. The dollar store is actually a great place to get little chunky glitters. Even the Target dollar section, you'd be surprised what you can find. And even some really tiny, fine powdery glitter. Also, I do have some examples of what I'm going to be using or what could be used to create a shaker card. With that said, I have these little cellophane sheets, and these are specifically from my Cricut Joy card pack because I am working with a Joy. These come with a few different types of, they're actually titled foil acetates, and they have little orange polka dots, blue triangles, green squares, blue stars, and then what I have here, some red dots. So this is an option for you to use. I just thought that would be too busy. Another option for you to use is actually what I recycled is my packaging. So what I have here is just a piece. It is double-sided, so plenty comes with the packaging. Here's the other side of it. If you are someone who has alternative storing uses or methods for your stamps, you could always upcycle and use the cellophane wrapping for a shaker card. Or if you're someone who doesn't have that, you can use the Cricut little acetate sheets. Or this is just a sheet of vellum, and vellum is very similar to tracing paper, so it is semi-opaque, so you can still see through it, but it gives it this frosted glass effect. However, for this card, I want it to be nice and clear and see-through, so this would be something really nice for even the holiday or like a snowy window scene. So there's plenty of options. You could use vellum, you could use acetate, you could even upcycle and use the packaging from your stamps. So lots of choices, lots of options, and with that said, those are all my supplies for this. And you could obviously use different glitters inside your shaker, or what I am planning to do is stamp my cutouts and place them inside the shaker. So I think I'm gonna use my little party hats. So that was a whole lot to go over, but it is important for all the supplies to be explained so that you guys get an idea of what you're getting into. This is my frame I have already created. I used my Cricut cutout. This is a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square, and then I added another cutout in the middle for this frame. I already attached it with my tape glue runner, so you can kind of see the glue on the back. I left this lip of extra cellophane on the top because the hardest part for me is getting a nice seal on your card so that none of your glitter falls out. So that is by far the most difficult part of this card. With that aside, I also have 4¼ by 4¼ card. This is just a vertical fold, and I already backed it with this cute kind of glittery polka dot. So lots of stuff, lots of steps, but I am going to get to it. I'm gonna set those there. And I want to stamp right away because I want my inks to set and not be totally wet. I know in my head I definitely want balloons, party hats, gifts, and I think I'm gonna go with Let's Party. So to kind of give you a visual of what I'm thinking I'm gonna have my balloons off to the side. Let's Party, a little off kilter here. And then maybe my 2 presents there. That's what I'm thinking, and then having my 3 party hats in the little pocket with my additional glitters. Okay, I'm going to go with my Jacquard color pad. This is in the color Canary, and I think this is a really kind of pretty light orange, but ooh, I forgot my own rule. I wanna make sure that I have the right orientation. And it looks like I do. When in doubt, always just give yourself a moment to align and visualize what you're trying to do. Next, I'm gonna go with my Jacquard colored pad in the color Harbor, and this is a really pretty kind of rich blue-green. Next, I have the color Shabby Pink. I have the color pad in Ocean and Canary again. And then last but not least, Ruby. I'm gonna add just a little color. I think with the balloons, I'm going to try and match the colors that are present in my card. So I have yellow, orange, and let's see, red. How many balloons do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of a light green. Let's just do with that for now. And with my balloons, I'm just going to dab. Some of my markers have been well loved. So the ink is a little finicky, but we're gonna go with it. I have my pieces all colored with my markers. I'm not gonna go and add any additional colors just because I want them to stay clean and I want them to stay vibrant. So If you choose to add more, go for it. I am not in this case. I have my little party hats already upside down because this is my frame. So all I've done is I've just turned it upside down, and I'm just gonna position my hats just, you know, kind of here and there. And this is going to be the base of what I would say is your card sandwich. So this is the first layer, and then I'm going to take my card and make my little sandwich. It all sounds really easy in theory, and we're gonna give it a shot, but it's all about the process. We're just gonna try our best. Glue runner. This is really important. You wanna get as close, I might even do 2 layers of glue, because any little nook or cranny, you'd be surprised what glitter can get out of, or vice versa, can get in. So I'm just gonna try and get as close to the edges as possible and use 2 layers of glue. I think because of that, I'm going to avoid my fine glitter. This is not as forgiving as this. Much finer. That way, if there is, for whatever reason, a little bit of a gap, it's gonna come straight out. So I think I'm gonna stick with chunky glitter and maybe even some larger chunks of confetti. I'm actually curious about this, and a lot of the colors are already in my color palette, so let's give it a shot. Sometimes you have to take a little leap of faith, and that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing right now. Now with the shaker cards, oh, that's kind of cute. I don't want to go too crazy because things can start to get wonky. So it is nice to just kind of brush things into place. And if there are, like, you know, a bit like this, take that out. And this one too. This is a very important part. Go slow, be gentle, be patient. Especially if you are more of a rookie, like myself, with making a shaker card. And like I said, I'm hitting it with 2 layers. And if you can see, I'm actually kind of going off the edge because I don't want there to be any gaps, and corners and edges are usually the culprit for a leak with your shaker card. If any kind of get on the tape glue runner, little X-Acto knife, just kind of push them off, because I don't want this to compromise my seal. But I think I should be okay. And now I'm just going to, theoretically, perfectly lay the top onto my frame, or I should say the back onto the front. I think I'm looking good. And I'm just going to do a quick test just to make sure nothing is falling out. But I think I'm good. Now I'm just going to trim off this top part. This is the placement I think I'm going to go with. I think I like that my balloons are hanging off the edge a little bit. That way it's not so tight. And I'm going to go in with my little foam feet on my Let's Party. That way it has a nice lift. Okay. I'm looking at my card now and I'm thinking it turned out pretty good. I have a little bit of shake going on. It's not totally sliding one way or another. It just has enough going on where, and if you tap it too, you can get a good variety. But I think having the party hats in it with the confetti looks super cute, and it ties together my balloons and my presents. And also, just a simple, to the point, let's party. Now, I will say, with this card, you will also be ready to party with our stamp sets, so we would love to see what you will create using them. Hit us with a hashtag #StampWithUs. Again, that's hashtag #StampWithUs, so we can see how you will party next. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next time.